All right, Jay, what's up, everyone? Here we are, hole 3 here. And, this is actually a pretty interesting strategy. You can see here with the big topper. Biggest thing with the big topper is you'll need to be pretty perfect with your ball. So, unless, for some reason, you have a very good power ball, which can extend out there. You can see this is only a power 3. He's going quite a bit of power. So if you're not careful with this, which it looks like you did catch this perfect ball, but let's say, you catch a 1 or 2 ring, there's a chance that you could wind up in the rough because there's almost no accuracy on this. But this is actually a pretty good move to get the ball back, especially if your big topper is well developed, because you won't have to go nearly as much power. And what that'll allow you to do is get out there farther than I'm going to be able to get out there. So one of the things that I might do with a weaker bag is potentially go over to this left-hand side here. So what I'm thinking is, backing off the power here, thinking something along the lines of maybe 2 or 3 topspin. And, well, maybe even more than that with the way this is pulling back. So right around 4. We're going to try to land somewhere around here, I think, which is probably only going to be about this many rings. So a very small ring adjustment, as you can see. And you can kind of reference aim with where I am. And we're just going to do a massive slice shot here. And it looks like not quite enough topspin. So, with that wind resistance, the way that it was straight in the face, it just didn't carry over that bunker. But it's something that you could essentially just get exactly what you need and then just try to replicate once, another thing, if I went 1 or 2 more rings, it would have landed more right on that second hop. So it would have also been okay with that same spin conditions that I put on. But since the wind was so in the face, it just didn't have the carry to get over that. So I'd have to make an adjustment. But I'll show you where I was trying to get, because once you get over there, especially if you don't have, if you have a weaker bag, it's a good option as long as you're consistent with your release point out on that left of the bullseye there. So as long as you're very consistent with the way that you release and adjust rings, it is a good way to get over here. Now, let me just show you kind of what happened here. So we kind of landed right over, and the reason that it didn't work out is because it landed so much shorter back here. We needed it up here. So a little bit more power, it would have been perfect here. Otherwise, we're going to need to just kind of make our adjustment over to the right a little bit more. So the second bounce is here, third bounce, roll out a little bit more up here. So all I'm going to do is just put this up here to where we should be able to get, as long as we kind of make the necessary adjustments here. But ideally, if you are going over here and, having that power number high is going to be good. So if you have something like a power 4, royal ball option, and you'd like to go that way to kind of force the ball over here, you'll see that it's not too bad from this perspective. Once you get this up to a certain spot, you can see we're clear of the trees, and all we'll need to do is very little top spin or back spin. And all I'm going to do is kind of try to get this to perfectly roll out far enough. So I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of this. You can see that I'm kind of purposefully keeping the ball guide out to the left because wind effect should start to take over this shot. So we're going to go somewhere around here. And with this, I'm thinking 8 point. Nah, you know what? I think this shot plays uphill. We're only going to go about 8 rings. So this is right around 8 rings. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure this one does play a bit uphill. So you need to kind of underplay the rings. And you can see even 8 was too much. So, more in line with maybe 7, 7.5 would have been just a little bit better on that shot. So do keep that in mind. I just kind of remembered at the very last second that that hole does that from over there. But you can see once you get that shot up there and clear of those trees. If you can work on that distance control, it's going to be a definite option for you to be able to just bring that in there with the sniper and not have to worry about too much of the bunker. So that's something that I would recommend for kind of weaker bags, is to go over that way. Alternatively, the only way you're really going to get the ball out there is with that big topper, as you can see. So that's a more straightforward approach, but it is going to be more, worrisome shot, just because you'll really need to almost hone in on that perfect ball a little bit more, because the big topper is, 40 accuracy or just some ridiculous number. 30, 40 accuracy just is a very worrisome shot when you have to go nearly full power to get it up there. So keep all that in mind. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on a revision for that hole later.